chain if you want.
Okay. Hi, I'm here with Anne Fortier at BEA, and we're going to talk a little bit about her new book, Juliet. Could you just tell us quickly, like, a sentence summary about the book?
It's a sequel to Romeo and Juliet. that's a very fast.
Yes.
I know. It's basically a story about a young American woman, Julie, who discovers that she might be descended from the woman who inspired Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. And so she goes to Siena in Italy to try to discover what really happened to her ancestor, the original Juliet. And then you have a book essentially that flips back and forth between present day and then the past with the so-called original story of Romeo and Juliet, right?
Okay. What's your favorite scene in Romeo and Juliet, the play? Or most memorable scene?
That's a fantastic question. Well, I'm going to be cliched and say I love the balcony scene,
well,
of course.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
And if there was a soundtrack to your book, what would you include on it? A couple of songs that represent your book?
That's a very good question. You know, there is so much music written, inspired by Romeo and Juliet, like Prokofiev's ballet and so on. That's absolutely gorgeous music. I love that sort of stuff. And some Italian pop, I think. You know, I have to confess that I was listening to Il Divo a lot when I wrote the book.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Some of their Italian songs, you know.
And how long did you work on the book?
I got the idea in March 2005.
Oh, wow.
And then I wrote it in a couple of years. And then we've just been sort of, the last couple of years, we've just been editing it.
That's a long time.
I know.
And since we're here in New York at BEA, do you have a favorite thing to do here? Have you been to New York before?
Oh, I have. Yeah, I just really like to go to the park, like Bryant Park, those little parks, and just sit and have a coffee and just see life, look at life. I'm not much of I don't want to do the daring touristy thing. I just like to sit down and watch life.
Oh, no Statue of Liberty then?
Oh, of course. You've got to do that. But I will say, though, that the first time I came to New York, I felt that the very first thing I had to do was to go to Ground Zero.
Oh.
So I did that. It was sort of like a little, pilgrimage almost. But after that, I felt that I could do whatever I wanted.
Just get to know the city.
Yeah.
And since you're here learning about all these exciting books, is there anything you've discovered that you would like to read this fall?
Tons of stuff. It's wonderful to be here. I've certainly discovered a lot of kids' books. I have a little girl at home, and there's so many children's books out that you just don't hear about. If you're writing for adults, you're not hearing about these things that I've discovered here at the fair. So I can't wait.
Well, thank you very much for your time. We're excited about your book. It's coming out in August.
Thank you so much.